edition, trilogy vision. You know you gotta have an open mind when you're stepping in. So y'all know, of course, we're gonna be here all night. So strap on your seatbelts, get everything you need, make all the calls you need to make. Hey, rub the dog, put the dog in the cage, whatever you gotta do. Relax, get ready, because we in for it tonight. When I say we in for it tonight, we in for a long ride. We got Reggie, Diddy, Tupac, Biggie, and Suge. This here is what I like to call the take that era. You did. So we're gonna cook up some of this gumbo Louisiana style tonight. Y'all stay right there. Don't go nowhere.
I didn't do this stuff. This is not me, y'all. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my career.
Robert.
30 years of my career. Y'all trying to kill me. You killing me, man. This is not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly pause the interview to give Kelly a moment. His publicist helped calm him down.
I hope this camera keep going.
No, we're gonna
This
let
is
the
not
camera keep
true.
rolling.
This is not, doesn't even make sense. Why would I hold all these women? Their mothers and fathers told me, we're gonna destroy your career.
But Kelly's emotions remained raw.
It's real girls out there missing. It's real young. I didn't do this stuff. How can I get paid? How can I take care of my kids? How?
Your ex-wife.
Use your common sense.
Your ex-wife says you abused her, Robert.
13 live. 13 years.
Can somebody get us some tissue?
I don't want no tissue. I believe.
Is Andrea not telling the truth?
Absolutely. She's not telling the truth. I'm just being honest. Somebody sent me something on my phone and it said that I hog-tied her. I don't know how to hog-tie people. What would I hog-tie? My kids is listening to this, all of this nonsense, and I ain't been spend no time with them. This is real. This is not a lie. What kind of woman would tear down a dad who's trying to have a relationship with their kids? You know how many kids need a relationship with their father?
What is your relationship with your
Oh
children?
my God.
Oh man, I just thought I'd get that started like that, man. Of course we had to get the laugh in, man. Oh boy, it's crazy. But anyway, man, we're gonna take a deep dive tonight. You know, we're gonna get into some of that. Mister, take that. Because from what I can understand that the fucking rabbit hole for Diddy is, man, it's getting deeper. It's getting deeper for Diddy. The rabbit hole is getting deeper for Diddy. And another thing I want to check out, Mr. Garland, the guy that claiming Tupac's father. Is he Tupac's father? I don't know. A lot of people attest to that. I have no idea. But I want to jump into a little bit of that. He's done another interview. I think he did it with Marky Dollar and Del Rey actually was interviewing him. So jump to that and see what his takes and what his thought and how he feel about the situation about
Welcome back
stuff.
to the Art of Dialogue. We have a very special guest once again. The last time you were on, it was fantastic. The people loved you. Once again, you can introduce yourself for the people who don't know, but for the people who do, I'm sure that they're happy that you're back on the Art of Dialogue.
I'm Will Garland, father of Tupac Shakur. Me and you did some interviews in the past, and you approached me again. I'm glad it was you because I like the way you do things.
Okay, thank you. Let's get right into it. With the recent arrest of Keffe D, how do you feel about that in relation to the murder of your son, Tupac Shakur?
That's a tough one, but it's very clear he's just a tool. He's always been a tool. And there's just time that they used him for what they wanted to use him. Because if you couldn't see if it was the government, Justice Department, the LAPD, the Las Vegas Police Department, and several other entities. Anytime, a black man gets strong, that has the potential to lead other black people, he's not gonna survive. You know that they name a street after you. They give you a star on the street, but you're gone, and your desire to do what you wanted to do is gone with it.
Absolutely.
Tupac was a leader, and he was going to put away all that silly stuff, all that East Coast, West Coast, and he was going to get back to the basic of educating people, not just black people, all people, about the contradictions in society.
And so, like I said, when in the situation involving Keffe D, his arrest, why do you think that they decided to do it now?
One, let's be very honest, he's not a very intelligent individual. When you go on air and say you participated in a high-scale assassination, eventually it's going to come back on you. I'm surprised he went that far, that long without them arresting him. He was involved in them. He was in the car.
Mm-hmm.
That's aiding and abetting in a murder. But he was doing his part with the rest of the people who were talking about the Orlando Anderson. He was fulfilling that glitch. He was adding to their truth, which we all know wasn't true. We know a lot of other things, particularly death row, but anyway.
Right. The fact that Keffe D wasn't the shooter, does it mean any more or any less? Or are you happy that somebody is actually being charged who admittingly was involved with the murder of your son, Tupac Shakur?
I think it does absolutely nothing. I'm just as empty by the loss of my son as the rest of the world is. Everybody can see through this thin veil of deceit. It was ridiculous. They didn't believe it when he was on YouTube and VAD every week talking that stupid stuff. He's just not an intelligent individual. And the people they use to fabricate their story, their belief, are not usually intelligent. And I don't feel bad that, in fact, he got arrested, but I don't think it's closure. I think it's still open to debate. But I don't think we'll ever find out who really did the shooting. But we know it wasn't no one individual. And I don't think he might have been involved in it, Keffe D, but he was a pawn. He was being used, basically, maybe by the government, maybe by death row. But death row and the government is one and the same at this particular time.
Okay.
Not for nothing.
And so the fact that he wasn't the shooter and he was arrested, you feel good, bad, indifferent?
Well, no, I have no feelings about it whatsoever, because it's not true, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's not the truth. It's just another pawn being moved in the game of chess, to just move the pieces around to create that gray area, to create that continual story that we don't know who did it. It could be anybody.
Okay.
And that's what they want. And even if we found that, if a man came up out of the woodwork tomorrow and said he did it, who would believe him in light of what's been happening lately with this
based on the conspiracies and the
Everything.
stories
Right.
and all of the misinformation
Right.
and things
It's
like
been
that.
ridiculous.
Okay.
They just keep throwing mud on the wall so something sticks.
Right.
That's what they do. What the government does. They gray it. They just keep, never black and white. We just keep throwing shit up there and make it gray.
Right.
And you got people talking. You got some people talking, he's in Mexico. Some people talking, he's in Cuba drinking pina coladas. I mean, come on. Who stays away for 27 years from fame and glory?
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. So
it's kind of like Tupac said in his lyrics. They like Judas was.
Okay, I fucking actually got cheated out of the internet because it is on hate. That's why I hate Wi-Fi at the hotels. Fucking sucks. But anyway, back to what I was saying about Tupac's dad or what have you. He's a guy that seems to just pops up in and out of your life type thing. So, and I did think we got that, but I kind of lost it somewhere there. So I'm kind of hoping that we got all of that. We got to the point, y'all understand everything. Instead, my Wi-Fi, I got a shitty connection here, so I kind of lost y'all for a second. But let's move right along tonight's presentation. That's what I like to call it. Okay. Here we go. I didn't. Okay, let's see what Diddy got, because Diddy just would not fucking let up off of Diddy. I guess since he fucked with Diddy mom or what have you, 50 take this shit to the heart. 50 is not letting up off this guy. 50 ain't getting him no breathing room. When I say no breathing room, 50's not getting a nigga no breathing room. So Diddy, you better just buckle down and take what comes with it. Remember, Mr. Take that. Okay, Diddy, take that. So let's get into what 50 actually has to say, because 50 just would not take his fucking foot off this guy's neck. And everybody's loving. Of course, 50 want to do a show, Surviving Diddy. Would that be true, or is that just a myth, or whatever? I don't know. But if he does do it, it will end him publicly. And it will end him physically. Because he will go to jail. Because they did the same shit to Kelly. I mean, Bill Cosby even had it. Because it's so far now, people coming to say that he was spiking the fucking drinks. So that is a big no-no. You cannot do that. That is totally illegal. They got Bill Cosby from fucking 40, 60 years ago. Those spiking bitches drinks. So, Diddy, your ass is not exempt. So, let's get into this. Let's see what 50 actually had to say, so we can get a better grip on things.
Going on right now that we need to jump on to.
By the way, you said
no more puffy juice. No more puffy juice.
Oh, really?
There's different things that's not really beef though. That's just competitive.
Competitiveness. All right. So you and Diddy, you and Puff cool?
No, I don't really rock with
Okay. I don't know what that meant.
Okay.
Okay.
So he's
Okay. We'll come back to it. All right.
vodka
My
beef.
bad.
Sean Diddy Combs has been hit with another lawsuit just as he settles his first. Now this time, Joy Dickerson Neal claims that she was a victim of revenge porn, in addition to allegedly being drugged and sexually assaulted by the musician back in 1991. A spokesperson for Combs says the accusations are not credible and, quote, purely a money grab. Well, last week, Combs settled a legal battle with former girlfriend Cassie Ventura.
I saw a guy on the internet the other day who said he used to be your security guard, who said that when you were dating J-Lo, Will Smith and Jada tried to pick her up on a threesome and you were gonna beat up Will Smith. Is that true?
50 Cent had his fun, and boy did it last for a minute. However, it seems like for the very first time, Diddy might be playing around. He confronted 50 Cent for leaking all of his dirty secrets to the public eye. So check this out. Music Big Shot P. Diddy got hit with a lawsuit from his ex, Cassie, on November 7th. She accused him of a decade-long mess of physical, mental, and emotional abuse, slavery, and a bunch of other heavy stuff. But get this, the lawsuit magically got sorted out in record time just one day later. It blew up the internet. Now it looks like Diddy's nemesis 50 Cent is thinking about dropping a documentary spilling the tea on Diddy's assault charges over the years. 50, who runs G-Unit Films.
Now remind you, he did some record-breaking shit. Diddy actually said, fuck this, we gonna sell this shit in 24 fucking hours. It wasn't even 48 hours. It was 24 hours. The shit was done. It was set. It was in black and white. Moved on with life. And actually what opened the doors to fuck him as being fucked as right now. And more allegations started coming out. And this is why I think that he's going to be liable. And this possibly is going to do a lot of prison time. Because the way that he settled, instead of waiting to settle, it opened the floodgate right at the end when they extended the agreement. And don't quote me on this, but I think they're trying to extend it to be longer in reference to being able for other people to come forward, to feel comfortable to come forward, to possibly get more charges against Diddy. But I don't know, just tell me what y'all think in the chat or whatever, in the comments.
Has been loud about Diddy's wrongdoings, so it wouldn't be weird if he decides to dig deeper and mess up Diddy's already shaky career. The whole Surviving Puffy documentary idea started as a joke online, but now it's getting crazy support. 50 uploaded a photo that had Diddy sitting on a couch holding a rose with the title Surviving Puffy and the Netflix logo. People started buzzing, thinking a documentary was in the works. Turns out, it's a fake. But guess what? 50 Cent is supposedly turning this into reality. On November 22nd, he hinted at making a movie called Surviving P. Diddy. He dropped the idea after Cassie's lawsuit hit the fan, followed by another lawsuit against Diddy's buddy and ex-Bad Boy label president Harve Pierre for assault. In fact, 50 even threw up a screenshot on his Instagram about Pierre's lawsuit. And the caption wrote, "I told you they was coming in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, shaking my head. This is a movie, Surviving P. Diddy or Diddy Do It or Not. Executive produced by Curtis, 50 Cent Jackson. Coming soon." Even though that Netflix poster about Diddy was all fake, probably made by a fan. But 50 Cent isn't kidding around when he talks about making a movie on Diddy. He's serious, and he's saying it's gonna be under the legal microscope, just like that Surviving R. Kelly documentary from 2019. You know, the one about R. Kelly, who's now behind bars after getting convicted for abuse, kind of like what Diddy's dealing with.
Most people have no clue that in 2023, the best way to make money on Amazon is not for products. It's Amazon's other company, Audible.
And here's the kicker in 50's post about this supposed Diddy documentary. He threw more headlines. One about Diddy's clothing brand, Sean John getting the boot from Macy's after a 2-decade partnership, and 2 about Diddy's legal brawl over a tequila brand called Put on Ice, lasting till 2024, according to Billboard. But wait, there's more. 50 Cent isn't just talking about making a film, he's also having a laugh at Diddy's expense. When Diddy settled that lawsuit with Cassie, 50 joked that Diddy threw that money down real quick, not quick enough to stop other women though, who claim he did them wrong over the years. And 50's not slacking on keeping tabs on all things Puffy. Harve Pierre, the ex-president of Bad Boy Records, is also in hot water. He's facing a lawsuit for allegedly grooming and assaulting his assistant. It's a whole mess. The assistant who's been through it is now going for damages, aiming for a fair deal to make up for the assault. The ones in the hot seat, according to the lawsuit, are Bad Boy Entertainment, Bad Boy Records, and Combs Enterprises. And check this out. This bombshell drops less than a week after Diddy made peace with Cassie in their lawsuit, where she threw out accusations, including domestic violence and whatnot. Word is, the suit got wrapped up just a day later in New York. And get this, for the first time since settling things with his ex, Cassie, Diddy's been spotted. He was chilling outside his Star Island mansion in Miami, looking kinda heavy. His chief of staff was there, and Diddy had his face buried in his hands. Seems like settling with Cassie took a toll. Ben Braffman, Diddy's lawyer, even dropped a statement about it. Just so we're clear, a decision to settle a lawsuit, especially in 2023, is in no way an admission of wrongdoing. Mr. Combs' decision to settle the lawsuit does not in any way undermine his flat-out denial of the claims. He is happy they got to a mutual settlement and wishes Miss Ventura the best. So what exactly happened with the lawsuit? Let's get into the details real quick. Okay, this is a heavy one. Cass bombed in federal court on November 16th, hitting Diddy with a lawsuit accusing him of rape and a messed up pattern of abuse that started when she was just 19. She used to be signed to his label, Bad Boy Records, and the lawsuit is throwing around accusations of sex trafficking, human trafficking, sexual battery, sexual assault, and gender-motivated violence, among other things. She claims Diddy's controlling antics kicked off in 2005 when they first met. After she signed with Diddy's record label in 2006, it got worse. The lawsuit says he had his grip on every part of her life, her place, her ride, her clothes, and even her medical records. He allegedly went to extremes, targeting rapper Kid Cudi, who briefly dated Cassie in 2011. And guess what? Just a day after Cassie dropped this legal bomb, they settled out of court. Now let's break down what's happening. The lawsuit is no joke. It's accusing Diddy of serious stuff like rape, battery, and forcing her into sexual acts with male sex workers. Cassie paints him as a classic abuser, luring her in with what seemed like a protective fatherly figure, only to trap her in a messed up, unequal, and violent relationship. Diddy supposedly kept her in check with intimidation tactics, like wrecking a guy's car, threatening to drop a friend off a balcony, and even asking her to carry his gun in her purse. She never went to the police.
Now, we'll go back on that wrecking the car. They actually mean to say that Diddy planted a bomb on Kid Cudi's car and blew it up. Told him he was going to blow it up and blew this nigga shit up while him and the guys was fucking passing blunts around, taking shots. Blew his shit up.
police because she feared it would just give Diddy another excuse to hurt her. And Diddy, of course, denies everything. The lawsuit describes over a decade of Cassie enduring Diddy's violent behavior and twisted demands. It's like she was trapped in a cycle of abuse, violence, and sex trafficking. Diddy started showing interest in Cassie in 2006, according to the lawsuit, and things quickly spiraled into a crazy drug-fueled lifestyle. Once they got romantic, Diddy and his crew apparently took over every part of Cassie's life. The lawsuit even claims that people close to Diddy witnessed the beatings but kept quiet because they were scared of their boss. In 2009, there's a grim account of him allegedly kicking her in the face, making her bleed, and then hiding her in a hotel room with his staff. Every time she tried to escape, Diddy's network tracked her down, and his people told her she had to go back to him for success in the entertainment industry. It's a messed up situation. According to the lawsuit, Cassie went through some heavy stuff during her time with Diddy. They're saying she had memory loss from using a ton of substances and even had thoughts about hurting herself. There's this crazy instance where MRI results were going straight to Diddy. Now, in this legal drama, they're calling out Diddy and all his business connections. Cassie's asking for some cash in compensatory damages, but they haven't put a specific number on it. And get this, in the lawsuit, Cassie's dropping bombshells about Diddy making her take part in these freak-offs.
This mistake is
So
causing Amazon Prime shoppers
not
big.
only
Are you still
did,
using Prime? Because
he make her participate in the FOs, which is freak-offs, he beat the living shit out of her. Diddy, you will catch something for this. You're going to catch something. You're going to go where you like to go. And I'm pretty sure they have freak-offs in prison. You love them.
Basically, she had no say and had to plan and do things with male sex workers while he did his thing. This went on for years in fancy hotels all over the place, sometimes happening as often as once a week. Diddy was taking pics and recording it all. Cassie tried deleting videos from her phone, but he'd force her to watch them on flights. In 2016, after one of these freak-offs, Diddy apparently dropped 50 grand to wipe out surveillance footage of him going off the rails and throwing stuff at Cassie, giving her a black eye. She'd take a bunch of drugs during these messed up encounters, like ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, weed, and loads of booze. It got so bad that she got hooked. Here's a crazy twist. The lawsuit suggests that in 2012, Diddy blew up Kid Cudi's car because he was ticked off about Cudi dating Cassie. And you won't believe it, Kid Cudi confirmed it's true. The worst part, the filing claims Diddy forced his way into Cassie's home and assaulted her in 2018, even though she kept saying no and tried pushing him away. After that, Cassie was done with him for good, cutting ties with Bad Boy in 2019. It's a total mess. But even so, Cassie and Diddy settled things just a day after she dropped the lawsuit. Diddy put out a statement on November 18th saying they decided to sort it out amicably, and he wishes Cassie and her family the best. By settling outside of court, Diddy dodged dealing with any new evidence that could have come up during the legal process. Now, Cassie's lawsuit used the Adult Survivors Act in New York, giving victims of sexual abuse who were 18 or older at the time a year to bring cases even after statutes of limitations expire. Cassie mentioned that this law gave her the chance to speak up about the trauma she's dealing with. As for the music industry, Kesha switched up the lyrics to her song TikTok in response to the allegations. She used to sing, "Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy," but in a performance on November 19th, she changed it to "Feeling Like Me." 50 Cent also had something to say in a now-deleted Instagram post, hinting that Diddy isn't out of the woods yet. He mentioned Diddy paying up quick and predicted more trouble coming Diddy's way. Members from Danity Kane, the group Diddy formed on MTV's Making the Band, showed support for Cassie. Aubrey O'Day tweeted about trying to tell people, attaching news headlines about the lawsuit. Dawn Richard also sent a message of support, praying for Cassie and her family. Some past allegations against Diddy also resurfaced, like an interview with Virginia 5 from 2019, where she detailed physical abuse. Diddy's former chef, Cindy Ruella, filed a lawsuit in 2017, claiming sexual harassment. She said Diddy would ask her to serve food after sexual activity, and they'd be naked during these meals. Diddy settled that lawsuit in 2019. Now, Fast forward to Thanksgiving weekend in 2023, and Diddy's hit with 2 separate lawsuits accusing him of sexual assault. One comes from a former college student, and the other involves Diddy and singer-songwriter Aaron Hall allegedly assaulting the plaintiff and her friend in 1990 or 1991. Things got pretty intense after that. Diddy also faced accusations of assaulting his son's football coach in 2015, rumors of a club fight with Cootie in 2012, and a lawsuit for ordering a promoter's assault in 2007. Back in the 90s, he even pleaded guilty to a reduced assault charge for attacking the president of Interscope Records. Crazy history, right? Since settling with Cassie, Diddy's been keeping a low profile, but the paparazzi still managed to catch him looking all serious in his backyard. Back in 1991, when Diddy was just a 22-year-old up-and-coming producer in New York's music scene, he played a role in promoting a charity basketball event at City College. This event, featuring rapper Heavy D, turned tragic when an oversold game led to a stampede, resulting in the deaths of 9 people and injuries to over 24 others. While no criminal charges were filed, a state judge held the college, Diddy, and Heavy D equally responsible for the tragedy. This paved the way for almost a dozen wrongful death and personal injury lawsuits. In 2000, the final lawsuit involving Diddy was settled for an undisclosed amount.
I've been getting paid $30,000, if not more.
Actually,
let me show you. Here.
Been into some major encounters. So as we can see, the Diddy been getting it in blood, in mud, and in blood. So Diddy's pretty fucking vicious. But mind you, no one on the face of this earth has ever arose to power without being vicious or bloodshed. That is what America teaches you. And America was built on corruption and bloodshed. Any other country goes back to Niccolo Machiavelli, Alexander the Great war philosopher. If you ever get a chance, read those books and check out the history on how vicious these people were to come to power. And so that's what it is. It's power trips. If you want power, you got to be that vicious, heartless motherfucker, cold-blooded. Simple. Let's go.
Moving to 1995, a limousine driver named Cedric Bobby Lemon claimed he was assaulted by bodyguards hired by Diddy to protect singer Mary J. Blige. Lemon filed a lawsuit stating that the guards attacked him backstage at a concert as they tried to clear the area, alleging that Diddy failed to properly train his security. Lemon won the lawsuit by default when Diddy did not appear in court, claiming unawareness. However, in 2004, an appeals court overturned the order requiring Diddy to pay Lemon $450,000. In 1999, Diddy faced felony charges in New York for allegedly assaulting rival record executive Steve Stout during a reported dispute over a music video scene where Stout was depicted nailed to a cross. Diddy later apologized, and Stout requested the Manhattan District Attorney to drop the charges. Instead of going to court, it was reported that Diddy agreed to pay Stout $500,000 to settle the matter. But this wild ride of Diddy's past antics doesn't stop there. So, there's this cable TV host, Roger Mills from Detroit, who claimed that Diddy and his crew attacked him. Why? Because Mills wouldn't sell Diddy a video interview where he was grilled about the 1997 unsolved killing of Christopher Wallace, aka Biggie Smalls, or the notorious Big. So in 2001, Mills threw a lawsuit at Puffy, claiming assault, false imprisonment, and property destruction. Diddy's spokeswoman straight up denied everything, calling Mills out for trying to cash in on Diddy's fame. The case went to trial, and in 2004, the jury sided with Diddy on all counts. Score 1 for Puffy. Now rewind to the end of 1999. Diddy's caught up in a mess. He gets arrested, accused of having a weapon after a shooting at an NYC nightclub. He was there with Jennifer Lopez and rapper Shine, real name Moses Barrow, who witnesses said fired a gun into the crowd. They claimed Shine and Diddy had weapons. The cops pulled them over, found a gun in the car, and Shine ended up getting arrested, convicted in 2001, and kicked out to Belize. Diddy, on the other hand, got off on weapons and bribery charges. But wait, there's more. A lawsuit from 3 folks injured in the shooting got settled in 2011 for who knows how much. Jump to 2011, and Diddy's dealing with a child support suit from his on-again, off-again girlfriend, Kim Porter, for their 3-year-old son. They worked out a deal in Manhattan family court. Unfortunately, Kim passed away in 2019. Now let's talk about James Sabatino, a consultant who in 2007 sued Diddy for a whopping $19 million, saying he didn't get paid full for a recording he made of Biggie back in '94. The suit got tossed in 2009. But hold up, Sabatino was also part of a messy article involving Diddy and Tupac Shakur that made the Los Angeles Times do a retraction in 2008. In 2007, there's another one. Gerard Recknitzer claimed Diddy punched him in the face as he left a post-Oscars event, making him fly backward. He said Puffy even shoved his girlfriend. Diddy's lawyer called it another bogus lawsuit, and they settled in 2008. Terms? Still a mystery. It's like drama just follows this guy around. Fast forward 3 years to 2010, and here comes another legal saga for Diddy. Francesca Sparrow, a music executive in her 50s, dropped a bomb by suing him for age discrimination. She claims she got the boot after working for him since 1998. The company, of course, denied the age factor. But guess what? Diddy settled the hefty multi-million suit in 2011. Then, in the same year, paparazzo Gustavo Garces jumped into the ring. He filed a lawsuit claiming Puffy's bodyguards roughed him up on New Year's Eve while he was snapping pics outside the Dream Hotel in Miami. The drama finally wrapped up in 2017 with a settlement. Garros agreed to pocket $35,000 in exchange for letting the business mogul, his bodyguards, and their insurance off the hook. After that, Diddy took a breather from the legal limelight before making a comeback in 2017. The legal roller coaster never seems to end for this troubled artist, so buckle up for another round of Diddy's legal tales. This time, it's Cindy Rueda, Diddy's personal chef, stepping into the ring. In 2015, she threw down a lawsuit, claiming she went through harassment and had to put in crazy hours without fair pay. Rueda spilled the beans in her complaint, saying her boss asked her to whip up a meal after, intimate times, and even wanted to know if she found his birthday suit appealing. Talk about awkward, right? Anyway, she got the boot in 2016, and Diddy's spokeswoman brushed her off as a disgruntled ex-employee. Fast forward to 2019, and they hammered out a settlement. The juicy details? Well, those are staying behind closed doors. Jumping into more recent drama, let's talk 2022. Raven Wales Walden, a former nanny on Diddy's payroll, decided to stir the pot. She filed a lawsuit claiming she got the boot for all the wrong reasons after spilling the beans about her pregnancy back in 2020. In response, filed this year in the Los Angeles County Superior Court, Diddy threw some shade. He denied the whole niece thing and said there was no discrimination going on. Looks like the legal roller coaster keeps on rolling for Diddy. And you already know about his latest lawsuit with Cassie. We've covered that one extensively in this video. With that being said, we think it is safe to assume that you understand now why 50 Cent is posting about Diddy all over social media, basically on a daily basis at this point. For the longest time, 50 Cent has been spilling tea on Diddy's nasty behavior, but only now do we listen to him closely. 50 Cent is still messing with Diddy amid all the sexual assault drama. He went on social media on Sunday to clown Diddy, who's been hit with sexual assault lawsuits 3 times in the last month. The G-Unit boss pulled off a weird move, blending Diddy and R. Kelly's faces in a pic on Twitter. And get this, he used R. Kelly's song from '98, Did You Ever Think, as the background jam. Did he do it? 50 wrote in the caption, but that's not all. He hit up Instagram to spill more tea on Diddy's legal mess. Nah, he'll be good, 50 wrote under a pic of Diddy. He's got so much dough that when his business buddies bail, he'll just dip into his own pockets and sort it out. Remember how quick he paid up for Cassie? Dude's a legit billionaire with FU money, folks. So FU. So that's the wild ride through Diddy's legal escapades, from lawsuits with ex-employees to crazy allegations. And guess who's right in the mix, stirring the pot? None other than 50 Cent, the ultimate troll, throwing shade at Diddy left and right. It's like they're in a never-ending rap beef, but this time, it's playing out in court. Now, with Diddy caught up in all these legal storms, who knows how it's gonna unfold? There's the recent nanny drama, the history of crazy lawsuits, and 50 Cent hinting at a documentary. Will Diddy weather the storm like a true mogul, or will this be the plot twist in his empire story? Buckle up, folks. the legal drama train with Diddy at the helm isn't slowing down anytime soon. And before you go,
Yeah, okay. So, with that being said, y'all know what time it is. Y'all know exactly what time it is. 50, 50, 50. Like I said, 50 just ain't no letting up, bro. This war that Diddy done got itself into is not a good one. It is not a good one. So he's gonna have to come up off everything and do some time. It's just it's no other way around it. No other way around it. People ain't rocking with him no more. They done took his brand and threw it in the garbage. It's not a good day for Mr. Combs. It's just horrible all over. And he's got to deal with what comes with it, because at the end of the day, he put himself in all of these situations. You understand? He put himself in all of these situations. He put himself around all these people. And hey, they only did what was supposed to be done. And I don't know if he thought that he would just get away with this stuff. It wasn't gonna come back. I don't know, Diddy. I don't know what the fuck was going through your head. What we would like to know, but we don't know. So I want to check out this one about Diddy and let's jump on Suge. Let's see what Big Sugar got going on. We're gonna see what Suge got going on. Let's put a little focus on Suge. Let's see what Suge got going on. Because Suge was the most feared motherfucker in the industry at one time till the money ran out, and they was like, "Nigga, we ain't fucking respecting you." Nigga just started knocking Suge out, testing him in every fucking thing. So it changed. So money makes a difference around the world. So let's get into Suge's story. Let's see what Suge got.
Suge Knight used to be the scariest dude in the rap game. Almost everyone was afraid to cross him and get kidnapped, tortured, or worse. But today, we're breaking down the wild stories about real savages in the industry who wanted all the smoke with Suge. The first dude in the rap game who stood up to Suge Knight was the legendary Eazy-E. Without Eazy and NWA, rap might have never taken over the music industry. They brought gangster rap to the mainstream and kicked down the doors for everyone else to come through, but it didn't take long for it to all fall apart. Ice Cube was the first one to leave the crew over money issues. All of them started sending shots at him over the situation, but not long after that, Dre wanted out too. Eazy wasn't just gonna let him walk though, so that's when Dre brought in Suge Knight to handle it for him. According to rumors, Suge and his goons rode up on Eazy at the studio and told him they had kidnapped NWA's manager, Jerry Heller. Heller and Eazy were super tight, but Eazy wasn't afraid of Suge and didn't back down. Suge wasn't finished yet though. His crew pulled out bats and metal pipes, then Suge showed Eazy a piece of paper with his mom's address on it and said, "I know where your mama stays." Eazy wasn't scared of the smoke with Suge, but he didn't want his mom getting caught up in the situation, and he ended up signing the contracts to release Dre, the DOC, and Michelet from Ruthless Records. The beef wasn't over though, and according to Jerry Heller, Eazy wanted to kill Suge himself. Jerry talked Eazy out of it, but later Jerry said he wishes he let Eazy do the world a favor by taking Suge out. Even after he signed the contract.
Okay, as we can see, that Easy wasn't a punk. Everybody still attests to that. And even though Suge was this big, triple, quadruple sized motherfucker over Easy, everybody said that he still stood his ground. But he signed. But the thing about what Easy signed, Easy ended up still being able to get paid to this day. Well, actually, he's not getting paid, but he married. His wife was Tamika, that he supposedly married on his deathbed for her to take over, I guess, the states and all this and that. And from what I heard, the deal now is it's all fucked because I guess because of her. Say, I want to understand the kids are not eating properly off of his legacy or his estate, and it's just a fucking fuck show. It's a clusterfuck, I heard. But anyway, big shout out to Easy. Easy was like one of my favorite guys back then, especially with the, everybody wanted the, the socks hat, the Lokes, the Jerry Curl, I mean, shit, Easy was the man. Easy brought a certain element to the not only hip hop but to music in general, because you gotta understand they changed the course of music and what it was, because the frequency that they brought to the game was, all right, we're gonna get this frustration out on a record so people can hear it all across the world. But originally they was only making records for, just for the neighborhood, like everybody always did. I mean, we used to make tapes and stuff. I wish I had some of them to this day, but back then we didn't know a lot about, okay, let's save this for the future, this tape, or get it to it. Now we just make tapes and record on them and wherever the hell they ended up, and we didn't have the ability to make a lot of copies. We wasn't thinking. We was kids. We was just like, and then by growing up in the South versus, well, actually the country, versus growing up in like a big city or something, it is totally different. You actually don't have the same opportunities, but people hit you with that bullshit. We had the same 24 hours. You had the same 24 hours. You didn't have the same environment. You don't know if this guy had two parents in the household and that had one. Dalton didn't even see his parents at all. Mother's on crack, the father's on crack, drugs, addiction, some type of big. You don't know. But still, in all, I must attest to. I know a lot of guys that I grew up with had their mother and their father, or just their mothers, and they had everything growing up. They had all of the latest shoes, the latest gear. I mean, jewelry. They had money in their pockets every day. Some of them had vehicles. If they didn't have vehicles, they had vehicles to drive to school. I'm talking middle school, and all of those guys that had all of those things, even if it was having both parents or having support to be able to be financially cool at a young age in school and pretty much get what you want, as a child. They had all of the latest Nintendo games and all that. And the kids, on the other hand, didn't have that. So I'm saying this to say this. Just about over 90% of those guys that me in particular grew up with that had those situations, once they got adult until out of high school or whatever and started to get grown and become adult, all those guys ended up turning to drugs. They ended up going in the streets, which they wasn't even street guys. And right now, rest in peace to damn near all of them, because they're in jail right now. Most of them did. Versus the people that had to be in the streets back then and go through a lot of struggles and stuff like that. And I'm speaking from my perspective and my experience, and I'm still here, and I'm fine. It just shows you the dynamic of a person, of people, a generation that it goes to show. Well, it goes to show you that you can have money, but you really won't be happy, or it just could be like, okay, I grew up, I had all of this, so now I want to go test and see what's out there. Instead of growing up, oh, I don't have shit, I ain't got shit, I got to get out here and hustle. Now, once you grow up, you're like, damn, I understand. See, that's why I'm thankful for me and my life and pretty much how everything went. I wouldn't change nothing. I say I wish I would have changed it, but I would never be as humble and the person that I am right now if I didn't come up the way that I came up. Seeing a lot, being involved in a lot, just happen to be out in the streets and grow up in the streets. That really humbled me to this day, for me to step back and I can just look at situations and I can look at life and be like, I ain't gotta act gangster. I ain't gotta try to go out and be in the streets and all that shit because I've seen that part. So now, it's a flip flop. And just like what I was saying from the beginning, the people that wasn't in the streets and had experience, once they became adults and stuff like that, they flipped and went out into the streets and stuff like that. And it's just crazy, you look back in retro, it's crazy, man. But let's get back to this easy thing, this Suge Knight.
Contracts, Easy was still putting pressure on Suge, Dre, and the rest of Death Row. Dre had taken shots at Easy on the track Fuck With Dre Day and rapped, "The hoods you grew up with, niggas you grew up with, don't even respect your ass. That's why it's time for the doctor to check your ass. Used to be my homie, used to be my ace. Now I want to slap the taste out your mouth. Make it bow down to the road."
Hey, welcome to the barbershop. We'll be with you shortly. Take your pants off. Started this place with a...
Then Easy clapped back on real motherfucking G's and rapped, "See, you's a wannabe."
Hey, real Compton G's was, man. Oh man, Easy didn't miss a beat on a real Compton G. My nigga Easy had his shit together. I ain't gonna lie. You can't rap. You gotta punch him in. But once he put that shit together, oh nigga, Easy was the man.
Loke, and you'll get smoked, and I hope that your fans understand when you talk about spraying me, the same records that you making is paying me. Motherfuck Dre, motherfuck Snoop, motherfuck Death Row. But to me, you ain't nothing but bitch ass nigga that ain't worth a food stamp. And at Death Row, I hear you getting treated like boot camp. Gotta follow your sergeant's directions or get your ass pumped with the Smith & Wesson. Suge and Death Row were blowing up because of Dre and Snoop, but Eazy's Ruthless Records was still competing with them. He signed Bone Thugs and Harmony and was dropping solo records too. No matter how scary Suge was to other people, Eazy made it clear he wasn't backing down. And that's why there's a crazy rumor that Suge actually had him killed. In February 1995, Eazy was...
So I wonder, y'all in the comments, let me know what y'all think. Do y'all really think Suge had Easy killed? Cause Suge, he got on television show and saying that Easy was injected with AIDS. But if he was, how did he die so quick? But then you still got people that was in Easy's circle. They always said that he got into, I think, a four-wheel accident or something, some type of accident on an ATV, something to that effect. and he used to go to this I guess like this Asian healing parlor, like where they put all the needles in you to heal. Something like Hard to Kill. Remember the movie with Steven Seagal, Hard to Kill, and they had all the needles. That even to y'all that's old enough to remember that. You have to be born at least in the 80s to know what I'm talking about. But anyway, they say that he had those needles in him and he contracted it from that. But I still hadn't figured out the time span from when that happened to when that happened to know how did that take effect that's quick. Because from my understanding and the recollection of what I got out the situation is that it was instant. The way that he just started coughing, got sick or whatever, then he fucking died. Like a day, the next day type shit. Like wasn't even a fucking week. So I haven't seen nowhere recorded in history where you just start coughing and die from AIDS within a week. It's not recorded nowhere. So that's why a lot of speculations have went on over the years and through the years and during the process of his case that people have those allegations speaking upon the late great Eric Wright.
Was a little sick and went to the hospital for a call. It didn't seem like a big deal at first, and that's why everyone was shocked when he announced 2 weeks later that he had AIDS. And then just a few weeks after that, Eazy was tragically pronounced dead at just 30 years old. AIDS was definitely more deadly in the 90s because treatments weren't as good, but the way Eazy died so fast made the whole situation sketchy. According to a rapper named Frost who was signed to Ruthless Records, another rapper affiliated with Eazy named BG Knockout raps about it on the track In My Prime and said, "The way my big homie went out, he didn't deserve it. They say he died of AIDS, but Eazy was cold murder. I filtered out all the bullshit with my third iris. Full-blown AIDS, but Tamika ain't got the virus." If Eazy really had AIDS for longer than a few weeks before he died, BG is wondering why none of his children or baby mamas ever tested positive for the virus. The rumor had been around ever since Eazy died, but in 2003, Suge made a statement that shocked the entire rap game. Suge had just gotten out of jail and went on Jimmy Kimmel Live for an interview. Suge's violent rep was so massive that Kimmel even wore a bulletproof vest for the interview as a joke, but nobody was expecting what happened next. Suge told Kimmel that you don't need bullets to kill people and said,
"So if you shoot somebody, you go to jail forever. So the kids, you don't want to go to jail forever, right? So they got this new thing out there. People sell them all the time. They got this stuff they get blood from somebody with AIDS, and then they shoot you with it.
Oh,
so
well, that seems bad.
That's
Yeah.
a slow death.
Yeah.
An easy thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, no.
Eazy was one of the only dudes on the West Coast who could stand up to Suge and beat him on the industry side too. He wasn't ever gonna stop sending shots at Death Row and trying to take over the game, and that's why Suge allegedly had him killed. Dr. Dre left Ruthless Records so he could start Death Row with Suge. The label was a massive success from the jump after Dre dropped The Chronic. His name was already buzzing in the industry because of NWA, but nobody knew how crazy his solo records were gonna be. The Chronic was sold over 3 million times and went triple platinum, and a lot of people say it's one of the best rap albums of all time. The Library of Congress even put it in the National Recording Registry because it's so important to hip-hop. Dre also brought in Snoop Dogg, and the two of them together made Death Row Records one of the biggest labels in the game. They hadn't been in the industry long, but they were taking over so fast that nobody could compete. Then Suge scored another massive win for Death Row when he signed Tupac. Pac linked up with them after Suge bailed him out of jail, and suddenly Death Row had 3 of the biggest artists in the world under one roof. But even though Dre used Suge to get out of his contract with Eazy and Death Row was taking over, Dre wasn't happy with the situation. All he wanted to do was work on his music and avoid all the drama, but that was the opposite of Suge and Pac. Suge, Pac, and most of the Death Row rappers were all about going to war against the East Coast. Plus, Suge was always beating his own employees in the office. There are all kinds of crazy stories about him putting hands on people and making them scream, while their co-workers had to act like nothing was happening, and Dre didn't want anything to do with it.
I'm starting to notice a trend where you expect to disappoint people, and when you do
When Pac...
So mind you, Death Row is no one have ever denied these allegations. Death Row was a place where you're gonna get your fucking ass kicked. If you wasn't coming out of that motherfucker shooting, you was getting your ass kicked straight up. So And they say Suge had a history of just slapping motherfuckers. So, death row back then was more like a military camp, a corrupt one. Let's go.
Joined up, everything in the studio changed too. Dre liked to only have a few people in there and would spend months working on one song, but Pac would be throwing parties and laying down 3 tracks in an hour. Eventually, Dre decided to split off and start his own label, Aftermath. Suge wanted him to leave with nothing at all, but according to rumors, Dre proved he wasn't worried about Suge and took a bunch of Death Row masters with him when he left. Dre wasn't afraid of Suge, but he also wasn't trying to spark a beef. He just wanted to do his own thing, but that didn't stop Death Row from switching up on him. Pac even aired him out on the track Toss It Up and rapped, "No longer Dre Day, Eddie Vedderci, blown and forgotten, rotten for plotting child's play, check your sexuality, as fruity as his Alizé, quick to jump ship, punk trick, what a dumb move, cross death row, now who you gonna run to?" The track actually came out after Pac was killed in Vegas, so Dre never responded. But the beef didn't end there, and some people think Dr. Dre actually put a bag on Suge's head. Back in 2014, Suge was at a VMA after party that Chris Brown was throwing when the shooter rolled up and hit him 6 times. There's no evidence to back up the story that Dre hired the dude, but Suge claims that's what the feds told him. After Dre left Death Row Records, Pac and Snoop had to hold it down for the label. But what happened next proved that Snoop is one of the biggest savages in the rap game. Everyone knows who Snoop Dogg is, but most people have no idea how heavy he used to be in the streets. Snoop came up in Long Beach and started repping the Rollin' 20 Crips. Long Beach was one of the craziest areas on the West Coast, especially when Snoop was in the trenches. He was moving a lot of weight, and right after he left high school, he got booked on cocaine possession charges. After his first case, Snoop started going in and out of jail for the next 3 years and knew that he had to switch things up before he caught a serious sentence. He had always been into music growing up and used to rap and even sang in a choir. While he was locked up, one of his OGs told him he was too talented to be throwing away his life in jail, and that's when Snoop decided to hop in the rap game. He linked up with Dre and Suge at Death Row, but before he dropped his first album, Snoop got hit with a murder charge. Back in '93, a dude named Philip Older Merriam upped a strap at Snoop's head. Then another time, he came rolling through Snoop's hood trying to start some drama. Snoop and Philip yelled at each other in the street. Then Snoop's crew chased him down when Philip and his homies left. They found him in the park, and Philip tried to start letting off shots. But before he could shoot, Snoop's bodyguard shot Philip in the head. Snoop got hit with a murder charge and was facing life in prison. And that's when he knew he needed to leave the streets behind for good. The war between the East and West Coast was already getting deadly, but Snoop just wanted peace. Before his murder trial started, he told the LA Times, "Nobody ever asked a successful rapper like me how he feels about what's going on in the hood. I'm someone who's trying to turn his life around, and it gets emotional." Snoop and Pac had a lot of love for each other, but Snoop wasn't rocking with all the beef. He went with Suge, Pac, and a bunch of other Death Row dudes to New York, and that's when he almost got himself killed. Instead of going to war with Diddy and Big, Snoop went on the radio and showed them all love. He made it clear that he wanted to spread positivity instead of hate, but Suge and the rest of Death Row felt like he was picking the other side. When Snoop got back to the hotel where everyone was at, Suge and Pac wouldn't even talk to him. Then the next day, they were all catching a private flight back to the West Coast, and Suge wouldn't let anyone of Snoop's security ride with him to the airport. Snoop knew something was up, but instead of running away, he got ready for action. When they all got on the plane, Snoop grabbed a knife and a fork, then headed to the back of the plane and covered himself with a blanket in case anyone tried to jump him. Luckily, nothing went down on the plane, but Snoop showed everyone he wasn't going down without a fight. He already stood up to Suge once, but then Snoop took it to another level when he dropped the track Pimp Slapped and rapped, "This nigga's a bitch like his wife. Suge Knight's a bitch, and that's on my life. I'ma let the whole world see, cause you fucked up the industry, and that's on me." Snoop proved he was ready for all the smoke with Suge, but they eventually squashed the beef. Snoop told Big Boy that he loved Suge Knight because he changed his life. He said there was a lot of greatness in Suge, but everyone was too busy looking at all the stupid shit Suge did in the streets to notice. Snoop might have moved on from his beef with Suge, but this next rapper went face to face with him and won't ever squash it. Eminem is dissed almost everyone in the industry, but he's not known for crashing out in real life, and that's what makes his next story even crazier. When Suge was locked up for jumping Orlando Anderson with Tupac in Las Vegas the night Pac died, Dre was building up Aftermath and signed Eminem. Linking up with Dre was huge for M, but it also turned Aftermath into one of the biggest labels in the game. By the time Suge got out of jail, Eminem was already at the top of the industry and running up massive numbers. Death Row was pretty much dead at that point because Suge had lost Pac, Snoop, and Dre, and he was obviously pressed that Dre was more successful than ever. According to M's bodyguard, Big Nas, Suge and a bunch of goons tried to surround M at the Source Awards, and the situation almost went left. M wasn't backing down, even though there was allegedly like 30 dudes around him. But Nas snatched him out of there before anything popped off. Then Dre, Snoop, and Eminem all flew to Hawaii, and the situation got even crazier. Nas told Cam Capone News that when they touched down in Honolulu, a bunch of cops showed up to keep them safe because Death Row was rolling deep and wanted to get at them.
Some of the guys they had in their camp were either former police officers or were police officers that rode with Death Row, which is no secret.
What happened when you guys got off the plane?
Oh man, we ended up getting escorted by Honolulu policemen, and so we had to gather up our kids, our wives, and
it was supposed to be like a vacation for everyone, but as soon as they touched down, everyone had to get ready for war. Nas said they hopped in the van, and all you heard was guns being loaded and bulletproof vests getting strapped on. Death Row showed up with like 60 goons to stop the concert Dre, Snoop, and M had going on. Eminem was their main target, but he stood his ground and took the stage.
Have you heard? Sling T.
Okay, so you heard that. So it was a little rough and wicked and wild back then, and they say M was a gangster on the slick too, but M gotta give him a big shout out because he's another guy that changed the course of hip hop, and he just ran numbers through the roof. He did things that no one thought that he would ever do. But I got some other business I gotta take care of. I wanted to let this screen last longer than what it did, but I got some other business I need to take care of and tend to. I appreciate y'all for watching. Donate to the channel. And find the Trilogy Vision. It's Big Ben Records with 2 G's and an S. To help the channel grow. Y'all keep on liking, sharing, subscribing to my channel. Share it to all of your social media platforms so I can continue to give you this content. So I can continue to give you this drop. You dig? Louisiana gumbo. We're gonna do it like that. So y'all just continue to stick with me. The channel is growing tremendously. I'm doing about feel like I'm doing anywhere from 50 to 100 subscribers a day. That is what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna keep on every day trying to give y'all this content and going in on the latest stories. Some stories I'm gonna go off into that a lot of people are probably not covering, just so that I can do some different content and won't be on the same thing that everybody else is on, because I know people like different sometimes. I know you might be at work, you might be in your car, you might just be working out or whatever, and you want some content where you can just play and it'll be something kind of different, not something that you done heard, turn on the news and so, because really YouTube is the way for its entertainment, social status, and for information. A lot of these YouTube channels, I'm gonna tell you now, they're gonna be telling a lot. And I got a couple stories that I want to break about some lies being told, because you got these guys on here, they just in it for the clicks instead of giving people the truth and the real knowledge. And like I said, appreciate y'all once again for rocking with me. And Trilogy Vision, share this, subscribe, hit the bell notification, comment, let me know what y'all think, or just give me something if y'all want me to do any different type of videos or something. Let me know. I actually want to do one on the pimp, the pimp and Jay-Z, the situation they got going on or had going on, and try to get to the bottom of some things. You dig? You understand? Louisiana gumbo. So until next time, hey, peace, love, Trilogy Vision.